Hello, my name is Lauren Williams, and I am a Doctor of Education student at Southeastern University. This presentation will highlight a project that I completed for a practicum course. For this project, I designed a qualitative study on the topic, A Colleague's Perspective on Strengthening Professional Development. The purpose of this study was to learn the professional development needs of individuals who work within nonprofit, for-profit, and government sectors. Personally, I have worked within all three sectors, and I was interested in learning if there were specific professional development topics or strategies that would best benefit those serving in all three sectors. My study sought to answer the question, which professional development best practices support the skills and knowledge of employees who work within nonprofit, for-profit, and government sectors? Through my findings, I developed a theoretical statement of professional development is multifaceted and involves open-mindedness, mentorship, and recognition of growth needs. My goal during this presentation is to share how this theoretical statement was developed. Each of the study findings can be applied to the adult learning theory. The data finding open-mindedness is found within the transformative learning theory, which involves enhancing one's awareness of beliefs and feelings. The data finding of mentorship can be found through the social cognitive theory, which argues that adults learn by observing the social interactions and experiences of others. Lastly, the recognition of needs finding can be applied to self-directed learning. Self-directed learning is found when individuals take initiative in diagnosing their own learning needs, formulating goals, and implementing learning strategies. This study's findings and the application of the adult learning theory all fall under the umbrella of the grounded theory qualitative approach. Grounded theory uses the views of study participants to make a general explanation, which is my theoretical statement described in the prior slide. I conducted a review of literature through which I discovered that continuous professional development not only strengthens competency and expertise, but it also allows professionals to evaluate their own learning needs through relationship building, which correlates positively with my findings. Through reviewing literature, I created a definition of professional development that was used in this study. For the purposes of this study, professional development is defined as strategies that provide professionals with knowledge and skills necessary to achieve personal and organizational goals. Through this presentation, you will see how this definition was used during the data collection process. To collect data, I first developed interview questions through utilizing both literature and personal experience. I conducted 8 interviews, and I eliminated 2 interviews because the participants were unable to answer the questions. I then transcribed and coded the remaining 6 interviews. Because I utilized the grounded theory approach, I used open, AAXL, and selective coding to analyze the data. I asked a total of 12 questions and have listed a few in this presentation. They included which professional development experiences increase your knowledge and skills, and do you have any words of wisdom for anyone who is seeking to strengthen their professional development? We will now review the participant demographics. You will see that the majority of interview participants were female and between the ages of 25 and 36. The races of Black and white were split equally amongst participants. All participants had a master's degree as their highest degree earned. 83% of participants had a professional license. Also, employment within nonprofit, for-profit, and government sectors were equally distributed amongst participants. You will see that the majority of individuals worked within the social work profession, and additional participants worked in the education and film and television fields. Also, most participants have been working in their profession for 1 to 5 years. For each of the study findings, I have provided a few quotes from participants highlighting keywords that were used. First, participants suggested that colleagues who seek to strengthen their professional development should be open-minded. Participants stated that they often enjoyed trainings that they attended and always left with new materials and resources. It was also suggested that professionals should be receptive to constructive criticism and feedback from others. Secondly, study participants suggested that colleagues should seek a mentor or coach to support their professional development. Participants stated that mentors aided them through teaching, providing advice, and supervising, just to name a few. Lastly, individuals suggested that it is important for professionals to recognize their own growth needs. For example, an educator stated that through observing her colleagues, she realized gaps in her own teaching abilities, which I found to be very interesting. In conclusion, this study has provided evidence that open-mindedness, mentorship, and recognition of growth needs are helpful strategies to strengthen one's professional development. In the future, it would be interesting to conduct a sector-to-sector comparison of professional development needs of employees working within nonprofit, for-profit, and government sectors. It would also be interesting to research the availability of professional development opportunities and its impact on job retention, job satisfaction, and overall morale. I hope to use these findings in my dissertation to further research in this subject area. These findings would also be useful tools for training managers, new graduates, and everyday professionals who seek to accomplish personal and organizational goals. Here are references that aided me in this study. This concludes my presentation. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to email me at the email address on the cover slide. Thank you for watching and have a great day.